Hello and happy Happiness Day, everyone. I'm Anna Pollock, founder of the consultancy Conscious Travel, and I've been working with tourism destinations for well over 45 years. So let me begin by thanking and congratulating the organizers of this event, especially Paul. Thank you for inviting me to make a brief contribution. For almost half my working life, I've been questioning the dominance of financial quantitative indicators of success, believing that tourism could do so much more for nature, culture, and society than simply focusing on the numbers, the cash, and the tax revenues. So I'm here today to celebrate what I hope will be a milestone on the journey towards a better tourism. I believe our survival as a sector, and for that matter as a species, demands deep systems change in the way we humans understand, and our role in the world, our place in the world, and how we interact with each other and the rest of life on planet Earth. Now, students of that tough subject called systems change know there are only two levers that could help move a system as big as tourism. One, the relatively easy one, is to change its purpose. And the second, a much harder task, is to change the dominant paradigm, the narrative, or in short, that bundle of assumptions, values, and beliefs that shape what we consider to be our purpose. We all know that until recently, the primary goal of most tourism destinations around the world each year was to grow the number of visitors, the gross spending, and the contribution to GDP. Two forces have interrupted that pattern and challenged that conviction. First came over-tourism. At least, after a decade of consistent growth, it was becoming clear that in popular areas, too much tourism could actually hurt us, or hurt a destination. The second force was nature, in the form of an invisible microbe that managed to stop tourism in its tracks and kick it right back to the same performance levels that were recorded in the 1990s, while also showing us that we were not as resilient as we thought we were. Furthermore, our quest for always wanting more was making more of us unhappy. So I'm here to celebrate and applaud the organizers of the conference, and especially the authors of the excellent publication, The Happiness Policy Handbook. It's well-researched, it's balanced, it's very readable. Do buy one and make sure every politician in your neighborhood finds one on his desk. The focus of my work for the past decade has been on moving us beyond sustainability towards regeneration. That's a very complex and a new topic that seems to be attracting lots of attention recently, but not much understanding. To practice regeneration, though, which is all about systems change, you have to pull the other lever and change the way we see tourism, the way we understand it, not as a mechanical conveyor belt of separate functions, all in boxes, but as a living system, and a complex one at that, behaving more like a forest or a garden. Tourism is a network, a web of self-organizing, independent businesses. And the truth is, no one's in charge, and you cannot control it. But like all life, its purpose is to thrive and flourish, and for that reason, sensing the happiness of the host population as well as the guest is a good idea. If happy, host populations are more likely to offer a warm welcome, be willing to share their lives with strangers, and give excellent service. Happy guests then go home and rave about their trip and plan another one, or persuade a friend to go there too. But it's not that simple, is it? We are learning from the effect of the pandemic. Mental health problems, for example, can, like cancer, like COVID-19, be asymptomatic. What's really going on can be hidden by a smile of normality. So happiness is just one measure of well-being. Which brings me back to the second lever that's needed to change our system, which, let's face it, is currently very self-absorbed, very anthropocentric. We fail to look at the whole living system, all life, of which we humans with just two legs and an oversized brain and an equally oversized sense of our own importance, we're just one part. It's not only our human happiness and well-being that matter. In fact, COVID has driven home the lesson that we cannot be healthy on an unhealthy planet, nor can we be happy on an unhappy planet. Well, not for long, anyway. So these observations are not meant as criticism, because I see that Laura and her team understand these connections. But I feel I have to add a small note of caution, because I know there's a tendency in tourism, which we know loves to be happy all of the time. There's a tendency to grab the easy headlines and run with them. There's a fascination with indices and league tables, which by their very nature suggest that utterly unique places can be compared in some way. So despite these cautions, I truly believe the goal shift from more to greater well-being is here to stay. And provided we can see its role in changing the whole system, it will have a lasting beneficial effect, and we might just survive and be happy too. So all the best for this great movement. And thank you once again, Paul and Laura, for having me on this event to share some thoughts.